Welcome to the Tom Leykis compilation, the playlist featuring the godfather of MGTOW, Tom Leykis' legendary call-in radio show where modern women unwittingly expose themselves as the sociopathically selfish creatures
He needs some milk.
MGTOWs know them to be, and blue pill simps can't even imagine them to be.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Today's show features an absolute beauty of a modern woman who feels perfectly justified in committing paternity fraud. I'll be back at the end of the clip to give my thoughts, but without further ado, shout out to MTR, let's get into this.
Ladies, you've got a kid, your husband, your boyfriend, your ex-husband, your ex-boyfriend. He thinks he's the father, but he's not. Tell us the story at 1-800-5800-TOM. This is Raina on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello, Raina.
Hi.
Hi. Can I help you?
I'm one of those women who have a child, and I'm married, and it's someone else's.
Now, did you have the child while you were married?
Yes, my husband and I have been married for 5 years, and we split up for about a month, and in that month's time, I slept with someone else.
Without birth control?
Without birth control. As soon as I found out I was pregnant, I told this guy, and this guy said, well, you know what, you better get back with your husband because I don't want a child.
Sound like a real nigga to me.
So my thought was, yeah, that's what I better do because my husband wanted children.
So you got back with him, and you didn't want to get back with him. So you stayed with him.
Yes.
But you really don't want to be with him.
Right.
Wow. So you've been with him now 5 years since this happened.
Yes, 5 years.
And does the kid not look like him at all? I mean...
Absolutely not. Blonde hair and blue eyes. My husband has black hair and brown eyes.
And what about you?
Black hair and brown eyes.
And he never questioned it?
He did question it, and I just basically said, I can't believe you're even asking me something like that.
You lying ass bitch.
And it was never mentioned again.
So he never tried to get a DNA test or anything?
No, and in fact, actually what he said was, you know what, if it is, I don't even want to know.
You're a simp!
The beta male simp vagina.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I have mixed emotions because every time I look at my son, I'm looking at a picture of the person that I was with. Mannerisms, facial features, everything.
You must have had a good time with him.
Obviously, I got pregnant.
Yeah, well, you'd get pregnant with someone who was lousy in bed, too.
Oh, that was the good part, actually.
That was the good part.
Yeah.
How does anyone find that funny? I mean, seriously, how does anyone find that funny?
We know.
Them gal ya wicked, them wicked, them wicked. Them gal ya wicked, them wicked, them wicked.
Now, has this guy ever contacted you again?
Actually, yes. Well, I stay in contact, and I actually sent pictures.
Please! Please! No!
Not like this. Not like this.
Christ, you know what you know what I can do with these fucking ass, Christ! You fuck!
So even though he said he wanted no part of the kid, he wants pictures now?
No, I just do it on my own.
Why do you do it?
Just so he can see what he's missing out on.
Jesus Christ.
Something is wrong with you!
Yeah. Does he care?
I don't know. I've never asked him.
So does he write to you about it? Does he talk about it?
No.
So he probably doesn't care.
No. And no, I never asked for child support. I've never asked for him to see him. Nothing. I just send pictures.
Well, if you asked for child support, wouldn't your husband think something was up?
Yeah, probably.
I really don't like you. Seriously.
I mean, your husband is supporting the child. That'd be like double dipping to ask this guy to send you child support.
True. True. This guy had no insurance, no nothing, and my husband had a damn good job, great insurance, and we'd have a better life being with him.
Oh, dear God.
So I never tried to push the issue.
See, I wonder how common this is.
It's pretty common. I know quite a few women that are in the same boat I am.
What did you say? What the did you just say?
They're in the same boat I am.
That is blasphemous! That is blasphemous! How dare you? How dare you say such a thing? That is insanity!
I know plenty of women who are in the same boat as I am. They are so sociopathically selfish that she thinks she's the victim. Same boat as I am. This is a terrible thing for me. That is how selfish they are. It doesn't even occur to her what she has done to her husband, because her husband isn't me. Her husband isn't me. Literally, she cannot empathize at all with her husband because she is so self-involved, so self-obsessed, so self-absorbed, so self-centered that she thinks she is the victim here. I just had to say that because I just want you to understand what I mean when I say sociopathically selfish modern women. Moving on.
Do you really?
I do.
Wow. Let me ask you a couple of other questions here. For example, do you know the medical history of the father of your child?
I do. I do, only because when I did get pregnant, I asked many questions in regards to stuff like that.
And so, does he have a different medical history than your husband?
Absolutely.
Like what?
Our son doesn't even have my blood type nor my husband's.
So, if he's ever injured or ever has some kind of illness...
Absolutely. It's going to come about sooner or later. So
you think it's going to come out eventually?
Yeah, every day I live with it.
So are you just staying there for the financial support of the insurance?
Of course! Of course! Of course!
Well, I mean, I love my husband.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Are you delusional? Do you suffer from a mental illness?
But yeah, in the long run, yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Oh my God, that is so gross.
Well, you say you love him, but you didn't want to go back with him, and I don't think you still want to be with him.
I stay because of the stability.
Right. That doesn't mean you want to be with him or that you're happy in your marriage. You say you love your husband. You know.
I love my husband, but I'm not happy. No. You can be in love with somebody and not be happy.
So you'd rather not be there?
Oh, no. No, not at all.
Oh, my God. Stop talking.
So one day he'll find out.
Absolutely. He's going to have to. I mean, eventually, of course, it's going to come out. Yeah, just like you said, if he was injured, it's going to come out. The question's going to be there. And I live.
Do you ever wonder if it gets worse the more time goes? See, I would suspect the longer you pull this off, the worse it's going to be when he finds out.
Well, no fucking shit.
You're absolutely right. Every day, I live with this every single day. There's not a moment of the day that doesn't, that I don't ask myself, how do you tell a person that after, 3 years? My son's 3. How do you tell somebody after 3 years?
Wow. Hang on a second here, Raina. Let me get Matt on. Matt, what did you want to say to Raina?
Hey, Tom, this is the scariest thing I think I've ever heard on radio in my entire life. I'm just driving home from work, trying to get through my day, and then just to know that there's people out there that are manipulating to this extent just scares me. I'm just blown away. I just had to call in and just say that, that's not right in any way, shape, or form.
I agree with you. It's not right.
But you seem like you're just callous to the point where you have no emotion about it whatsoever.
Oh, I have plenty of emotions. Like I said, I live with it every single day. And is it right or wrong? No, of course it's wrong. But, you know, I mean, now my husband loves this child. So do I rip this child away from my husband to be with, what, his birth father who doesn't want him?
A, that is bullshit. And B, she is a complete bitch.
Well, no. It seems like your husband wants what he thought was his child. I mean, it got to the point where, you know, if he said and mentioned to you that, you know, I don't even want to know, that is frightening on so many different levels. It's like living a lie, and I don't understand how you can get through the whole situation. It seems maybe that's why you have no emotion about the whole thing.
Well, I think between us having 5 children, I don't think that our son, who's 3, is going to make a difference to him either way.
Your thoughts?
What?
She's fit for a straitjacket. This broad's fucked 3 ways towards the weekend.
I don't know.
Together now.
I don't know. It's frightening because it just seems like it's so calculated to the point where it's just financial, purely financial. And let me ask you a question. If you could have your way, you could negate everything and just spend the rest of your life, no kids, no anything, with this other guy, would you do it?
No.
Absolutely not. But, okay, that's all I needed to know.
No. Thank you for that, Matt.
And good interview, man.
Appreciate the call. Let me get Paul on here. Paul, what do you want to say to Raina?
Raina, you say you have 5 other kids?
I'm sorry?
By the way, Raina, we need you to turn the radio off over there because it's getting confusing.
So you have 5 other kids?
Yes, we have 5 kids.
And so how do you know that the rest of them are all his?
They're all his.
They're all his. You just said that.
Except for the youngest.
Yeah, you need to be taken out and shot, woman.
Sound like a real nigga to me.
That's nice of you to say.
They don't give a damn about you. They don't like you. I don't like you. Nobody likes you.
Yeah, well, that's not nice of you for what you're doing. I mean, courts protect people like you. You're not even human. I mean, you make me sick. You ought to, you should make yourself sick too. And a guy that would stay with you, he knows. He's got to know if you said that. So I mean, you're hooked up with the pussy anyway. So
you are technically correct. The best kind of correct.
You should be shot.
All right, Paul, thank you for calling in.
Well, first let me say, I think you make some really interesting points.
Let me get Derek on here. Derek, what did you want to say to Raina?
Dude, Raina is the most scandalous, evil slut on the planet.
Meaning?
I cannot even believe you could do this to somebody that you supposedly care about. I mean, do you have any kind of scruples at all?
Do you guys not do this every day?
Man, there you go with that bullshit.
No, men
Except for the only bad side is the men are the ones that get pregnant, right?
That is bullshit.
No. It is not like that. It is not like that. You ran off. You guys were separated, blah, 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 blah. You didn't end the relationship, and because part of it went kind of squirrely, you end up running back to the money train. You are a scandalous piece of crap. I just got to tell you that.
Just to throw it in, I make twice as much as my husband does.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
Low class.
I'm an engineer.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
I make over $100,000 a year.
We do not care.
So is it the money part? No, it's not the money part.
Nobody knows why liars lie.
It's just we had a family. We have, 4 other children together. Should I break that up?
This is the bullshit of all bullshit, you scumbag.
No. You claim stability.
That is stability. Having a family and keeping your family together.
If you make $100,000 a year, lady, you can provide your own stability for this child. You made the mistake. Don't punish old boy. You're a scumbag. And man, if you were a woman, I'd cut your damn head off if I heard that.
Sound like a real nigga to me.
Nice word.
Yep.
They don't give a damn about you. They don't like you. I don't like you. Nobody likes you.
All right, Derek, thank you for that.
Well, first let me say, I think you make some really interesting points.
Let me get Greg in here. Greg, what did you want to say to Raina?
I want to tell her that she is one of the craziest women I've ever heard talk ever. What is this doing to that child? You are a crazy, crazy woman.
That's a good point. You've got a good point.
You're selfish. That's what that is. You're being selfish.
Correct. Thank you.
Okay, so you've got all the answers. What should I have done? You told me that. You've got all the answers.
I'll tell you exactly what you should have done. If you got pregnant and you knew that it wasn't your husband's baby, you should have been a woman, because all these women nowadays, y'all want to be independent and be strong. Then you should have been woman enough and told him from the get-go.
Ooh, that's a bingo.
Plain and simple. That's what you should have done.
You think it would have made a difference?
Bitch, please.
You actually this stupid.
Yeah, it would have made a difference. Think about it. It's been 3 years. It's been 3
think my
years.
husband
When he
would've
finds out,
He's
you don't
not
know
going to
what
leave
he's
me
gonna
when he
do.
finds out.
When he finds out, he might do more than that. You don't know. He might
I
flip
know
out.
my husband, and my husband isn't going to go anywhere.
You know him. Yeah, you don't know how he's going to react to a situation like that.
Sure I do. I married somebody
So
that
it's
I know.
happened- So you saying this situation's happened to him before? He knows how he's going to react to something like this.
I know what my husband, how he will react.
You know how he will react. Well, why
And
would
it's
you
not
tell him?
going to matter. To him, it will not matter.
Really?
It won't matter. Then why would
It
you tell
will
him?
not matter to
Tell
him.
Then tell him. What are you scared of?
Gotcha, bitch.
Have
being
Tom
self-
call him on
that's
the
what's
phone.
wrong-
Call him
that's
on the
what's wrong
phone
with
right
you
now,
women
and I'll
today.
tell him. Would that make you happy?
Tom, this is why everything that you say on the radio is true. Because of women like this right here. Everything you say is true because of women like this right here. It's ridiculous.
I know there are women
You know
like this
what?
out there who've done this. I know it because I get calls like this all the time.
That men do too. I mean, you know, there's plenty of stuff that men do. How many men get women pregnant on a daily basis and walk away?
Are you done? Are you done?
And they're not.
Shut your damn mouth.
It happens.
How many men do not pay child support? How many women are on welfare?
You don't know what you're talking about, do you?
One thing men can't do, to be fair, though, they can't they can't get pregnant and have a baby and make another woman take care of it.
Well, we all know one person who's not paying child support, and that's your baby's father.
I don't need his child support.
What's going to happen to this kid when he gets older and he
Wait a
finds
minute,
out?
you don't need his child support because your husband who thinks he's the father is paying it.
What are you going to do when that kid gets older? And when he finds out, how's he going to look at you? A hoe.
You're a whore.
He has a dad.
Mommy's a hoe.
She's a whore.
He has a father.
Mommy's a hoe.
You're a whore. You'll always be a whore.
Tell him he has a father.
Look at her. She's still running off at the mall.
That's not his real father. You don't think that you owe him that?
You know what? Blood doesn't make a person a real father, first of all.
It doesn't matter. You didn't even give him an opportunity to even meet his father and to tell him the truth. Now he's calling his other guy dad.
His real father didn't want the opportunity. There's a difference. The real father knew. The real father didn't want the opportunity to. So right now he has a real father.
That is not his real father.
And blood does not make somebody a real father. Do you realize that?
You need to shut the fuck up.
So
You're very close-minded.
What you're doing is right. You don't think you should. You don't think you owe it to your child to tell him the truth.
You know
By
what?
the way, if your husband believed that, Raina, you'd tell him.
Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah, you got me on that one, Tom.
You're making it seem like it's not a big deal. I mean, if it's not a big deal, tell
I
him.
never
Why not?
said it wasn't a big deal. I never said that. If it wasn't a big deal, I wouldn't have even called into the show.
You seem real calm about it. Oh, that's his real father. No, you're getting it messed up. That is not his real father.
Because in my eyes, he has his dad. My
In
son
your
knows
eyes.
no
Selfish.
other person.
You're being selfish. You're being selfish.
And when that day comes, then it will come, and then I'll take care of the situation at hand.
Shut the fuck up, you fucking idiot.
Tom,
right now-
women like this is the reason why you can do your radio show every day.
There's a famous red pill saying that expresses just how sociopathically selfish modern women are. A man will sacrifice his happiness for his family. A woman will sacrifice her family for her happiness. Now, this saying is based on the modern reality that 80% of divorces are filed by women, and the number one reason given by those women for filing those divorces is, "I'm not happy." Shout out to Coach Greg Adams. So when I say modern women are sociopathically selfish, I'm being neither misogynistic nor hyperbolic. I am stating a fact of modern life. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that modern women are selfish and modern men aren't. All human beings are selfish, none more so than children. So selfishness could be said to be our natural state. And in a vacuum, there's nothing wrong with that. We should all put ourselves before others, because if we don't, no one else will. However, we are also social creatures, and we live in families and communities and countries and societies and civilizations which require cooperation, compromise, and collaboration for those families, communities, countries, societies, and civilizations to function and not self-destruct in a barbaric orgy of me, mine, my, like a bunch of 3-year-olds fighting over the toys in the nursery. So as part of being socialized, boys, at least, are taught to put limits on our selfishness. We are taught that the world doesn't revolve around us, that the world doesn't owe us a living, so we have to work hard for everything we get. Boys are taught that we can't always get what we want, and we can't always have things our own way.
You are correct, sir. Yes!
For the past 50 years, or 2 generations, girls have been socialized by our gynocentric female supremacist culture to put no limits on their selfishness. Little girls are taught that the world does revolve around them and that the world does owe them a living because they are perfect Disney princesses and as such are entitled to live happily ever after, whether they work hard for it or not. Little girls learn that if they throw tantrums, sulk, shame and guilt trip their parents enough, they can always get what they want. And they can always have things their own way. And when those little girls grow up and go to middle school and high school, they learn that boys are so desperate to have sex with them that they can use the promise of sex to get those boys to do things for them that those boys wouldn't do for anyone else, including getting those boys to spend their hard-earned money on them. And when those teenage girls decide to have boyfriends, they discover that they can use all the emotional manipulation techniques that they use on their parents on those boyfriends to make sure that they always get to have things their way. And they can use the trump card of withholding sex or threatening to leave and have sex with other guys to control their boyfriends until those poor simps are little more than indentured servants who are paid their meager wages in the currency of occasional sexual favors. This cultural, social, and relational conditioning, or more accurately, spoiling of modern girls, creates a level of selfishness that has no limits, which means it has zero empathy for the needs of others, which in turn means it has no remorse for its impact on others. And what is it that sociopaths are best known for? A lack of empathy and a lack of remorse. So it's simply a fact of modern life that modern women are sociopathically selfish. And Raina is a perfect example of that. We really shouldn't be surprised by her sociopathic selfishness towards the child that is going to grow up not knowing its father. And we should be even less surprised by her sociopathic selfishness toward the husband that she claims to love. Hers is the love of a shark for the chum boat. From the MGTOW perspective, none of this is a reason to hate women. Our gynocentric society made them that way. So if we're going to hate something, that is where our ire should be directed. Mature MGTOW don't hate women any more than we hate sharks for eating meat. But we sure as hell ain't going to get in the water with a shark, and we sure as hell aren't going to get into a long-term relationship with a modern woman. For the exact same reason. We have no intention of being devoured. The bottom line is, a sociopathically selfish person is simply not capable of the unselfish behavior that healthy, long-term relationships require. And that, in a nutshell, is why MGTOW exists. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, and share the video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.